Hey everyone, welcome to Cricket Fanatics magazine. And today we are going to be discussing the Proteas tour to Bangladesh. There has been updates and injury updates about this particular series and this particular tour. And I'm going to be covering what took place and who's going to be in the team and who has replaced who and all of those things on today's show. But before we get going, before we get started, there's a couple of things I'd like you guys to please do. First and foremost, subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell for all future videos. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment and share, particularly commenting after the video has ended. We would like you guys to please get into the comment section and comment there too, please. It really helps out the channel a lot and helps spread the content far and wide. So please go ahead and do so if you can. I'd also like you guys to please subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. The link is on the screen as well as in the description right now. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your live cricket show. I'm your host, Khalid, and today we're going to be talking about the test updates for the Bangladesh tour. Some sad news that's come our way regarding the Proteas team. Temba Bavuma has been ruled out of the first Bangladesh test. So I'm going to read out the press release for you guys and let you know what was said. Proteas test captain Temba Bavuma has been ruled out of the first test against Bangladesh after scans revealed a left tricep muscle strain. He will travel with the squad to Dhaka on Tuesday and continue his recovery under the supervision of the Proteas medical team in preparation for the second test. Aiden Markram will captain the side in the first test at the Bangla National Cricket Stadium starting on 21 October. Momentum multiply Titans batter Deova Previs has been added to the squad as cover. The 21-year-old earned his maiden test call-up after representing South Africa A against Sri Lanka A last month, where he scored 49 and 74 in the second four-day match. Fast bowler Lungi Ngidi has been named as a replacement for Nandre Berger, who will miss this tour due to a lumbar stress fracture, another major injury for Berger. Berger will now commence his rehabilitation with Cricket South Africa and World Sports Betting Western Province medical teams. The squad will convene for a red ball camp at the Centre of Excellence in Pretoria from the 12th to the 4th to the 14th of October. And here are your fixtures from the 21st to the 25th of October at 10. Bangladesh versus South Africa, 29th of October to the 2nd November, Bangladesh versus South Africa at the Zaur Ahmad Chowdhury Stadium in Chattogram. So that's going to be the matches, guys, and that's what is going to happen, and that's what took place with regards to the update on the test team. So I'm going to first put the squad up on the screen for you guys so you can have a little bit of a better look at the structure of the squad and how it is shaped up now. So you've got your batters, Aiden Markram as the captain, Tony De Zorzi, David Beddingham, Deva Brevis, Tristan Stubbs, Kyle Verreynne, Matthew Bretsky, and Ryan Rickelton. Your all-rounders are Vian Mulder and Senator Mutasami. Your spinners are Keshav Maharaj and Dane Pitt. And your seamers are Kagiso Rabada, Lungingidi, and Dane Patterson. So that's your squad, guys. I'm going to give you my thoughts first and foremost. And I think the first thing that we need to speak about is probably the missing Temba Bavuma. He's a big player for South Africa, obviously the captain, particularly in Test cricket. And it is a little bit of a crap one from a South African standpoint that he's not going to be available for South Africa. We really haven't had him in the squad as consistently as we probably would have liked. He's picked up injuries in quite a few series now, whether it been ODIs or in Test cricket, there are matches that he's missed due to injury. So we are going to have Aiden Markram as the skipper. I think that was the right move out of the players that are in the squad. Aiden is probably one of our best Test players as well in recent times. He's managed to be, uh, he's managed to score runs when we really need him. In most matches that he's played. So he's also the captain of the ODI and the T20 side when Temba isn't available in the ODIs, but he's a T20 captain as well. So it made sense for Aiden Markham to take over the captaincy. So I'm happy with that decision. Let's talk about the replacement for Temba, which is Deva Brevis. Now, I am extremely happy for Deva that he's getting an opportunity for his maiden call up to a Test side. I do have one concern though, because I feel that Deovat needs to play as much Test cricket, as much domestic cricket as possible, and that is something that I'm hoping for. But I think that he was supposed to be going to a league. There's some league happening now. I think is it the Bangladesh Premier League that's happening now. Let's check. Or someone can tell me in the comments instead of me researching, if you do know the answer. Let me check here. 2016, 2024. Doesn't say here now. 2024. Oh, you asshole. Sometimes this computer has its mind of its own. Not looking at the live chat. Let me just double check the line tag. No one knows yet. Oh, it's on the verge of being called off actually. Because that's why he wasn't in the Titan squad apparently. For the CSA T20 challenge. But according to an article over here, it's on the verge of getting called off, which is interesting. But I think it isn't. I don't know what's happening now. But yeah, Devat was supposed to play in some T20 competition, I think. And I don't know why I can't find it. Can someone tell me maybe what it is? He was supposed to play in some T20 competition, I think. Yeah, anyway, let's move on from that. But I would have liked him to play, I would have liked him to play more games locally, domestically, rather than possibly sit on a bench if he's not going to bat. But I do think that there's a chance that he could play in the series. Dependable on the conditions, we might have to play him in maybe one of the matches. But also at the same time, maybe we don't, because we still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We still got 8 batters, even though Temba's missing. So it does give us the option of playing the others. Aiden, Tony, David, Tristan, Kyle, Matthew, and Ryan could all possibly play now. If we go with 7 batters in the series. So we might not even see Deva Brevis in the first Test match. And I do think it's a nice environment for him to be a part of, and I think that he'll learn a hell of a lot. And by training with Coach Shukri again, and all of those things are going to teach him a hell of a lot about the game and conditions and all of those things. And playing in the nets against the spinners of Bangladesh, that whoever Bangladesh give us or whatever spin bowlers are going to be, net bowlers are going to be bowling at us in the nets. It's going to teach him a hell of a lot. The Guyana Super League. Thank you, Lawrence. Yeah, so I'll rather let him come on this test series than go to that league and play there or whatever. So I'm glad that we're keeping him in the mix here. So I'm not completely upset about him being. I'm not upset about him being a part um, of this particular squad. Um, I'm not completely upset about this either. So let's see what happens with regards to the series and what happens, because we're not sure also about Tony DeZorzi. Whether Tony DeZorzi is fully fit or not is another question. If he's going to be ready for this particular series or not. But I saw him yesterday at Newlands, and he was too far away for me to actually shout out to him and go talk to him. Seemed in a bit of a hurry when he was walking, and he seemed to be okay. He looked in good spirit, so uh, I think he'll be fine from if I'm looking at things. So I don't think there's a massive worry about Tony as much as there is. Obviously, we know Pavuma's out, so I'm not mad about the decision when I'm talking about him playing domestically. It's not doesn't mean that I disagree with the decision at all. I if I had a decision to make with regards to this, if it was between CSA T20 Challenge and the Test Series, of course Devat would obviously choose that. He would choose the Test, and I don't have anything negative to say about that decision, because I think he's going to learn a hell of a lot by being a part of the Test team, and I'm so happy for him that he's gotten that maiden Test call up, because I do see him in this format. I've always said that I believe that this guy can really do a job in Test cricket. He's really the future of our Test team with Tristan Stubbs, and I think those two players are going to be the future of this Test team, along with Matthew Bretsky as well. I feel, and potentially Jordan Herman in the future, and even Reinhard van Tonder. But if it was my decision to make between those two, I would say maybe it would have been nice for him. I would have liked to have seen him play more CSA T20 Challenge games. But if what I've heard is true and he was supposed to play in the Guyana League, then I'd rather have him in the Test squad than in the Guyana League. So that's the way I'm thinking about it. And I know it's all muddled up and all over the place, but that's my feelings on that. With regards to Nandre Berger being out, that's a massive loss for South Africa. I think from a left arm seamer perspective and pace wise, 140s, 150 kilometers per hour is what Nandre bowls, swings the ball. Brilliant. He'll be in the first session in Bangladesh. I think it's a big blow for South Africa to not have him. But I think in these conditions, Lungingiri is a good replacement. There could have been others. There are some others maybe that could have been in the mix. Perhaps maybe a Lazard Williams, or maybe a guy like trying to think now who's like been really good in Test cricket. Could have maybe recalled Sepo Mareke perhaps after his New Zealand Test series, but it wouldn't have been my first choice at all. Lungi would have probably been my first choice, given Lungi's experience. And Test cricket, Lungi's been pretty damn good. So I'm not too worried about that as much. When I'm thinking of other Test bowlers for day cricketers, perhaps if he wanted a left armer, he could have maybe. Um, Let me just double check, because why is my head all over the place today? I just need to double check if this guy is a left armer. He's not. So yeah, there aren't too many fast bowling options actually when you think about it. That a bowl with the pace that Nandeberger bowls at and offers the left arm seam, and also offers that experience with regards to his domestic game. He's one of the most experienced bowlers, other than that are available at that pace. You could perhaps maybe say Michal Pretorius as an option, because he was selected in one of the Test teams as well before. But I'm happy with the Lungi Ngidi addition to the squad, particularly in these conditions where I feel that Lungi's variations will really do him well. So I'm not too upset about the replacements that Coach Shukri has made with regards to this. Um, so yeah, that's my thoughts on that. So let me get into the live chat. It's not going to be a very long show today, guys. I'm a bit under the weather, so but I needed to bring you the update because I said that I would if anything big happens. Uh, Akshay says, why Deva Brevers in test? Why not domestic 4-day performers at Marcus Ackerman, Joshua Richards, Michel van Beeren, or Dominic Hendricks? I think it's also got to do with his performances last season in the 4-day competition. He was really good. He averaged 40, I think. Um, scored some big runs for the Titans last season. So, and also I think the brand of cricket that Deva plays, and I think it aligns with the brand of cricket that Coach Shukri plays. And when you're going to give a guy an opportunity, when there's a chance to give a young guy an opportunity to learn and soak up experience and to learn about foreign conditions, you take it because we don't get enough test cricket to blood new talent in. So I actually respect this decision a lot because I'm sure that was thought about when selecting a young Deva Brevis. Lawrence says, for the people questioning the selection of Deva Brevis, he batted 12 times in 4-day comp. Yeah, you just said 440 runs with 200s and a 250s at an average of 40. He also took 9 wickets at an average of 28. There we go. Cricket side says, which team do you support in the T20 challenge? I support Western Province because I'm born in Cape Town. So for the T20 challenge, I always go with the province that I was born in. That's the way I go. But I've always had a soft spot for the Warriors for some reason. I don't know why. I just yeah. All the memories that I've had in the past with judo tours and life saving tours, etc. My best times that I had when I was a child or a kid and a teenager was in PE, and some of the best memories I've had were in PE and East London, for example. So it's it's a place that I've always had a soft spot for the Warriors for some reason. So this is the way it is. Hi Bevan, welcome back to the show again, bro. Sarah says Timba's injury woes adds to his miserable performances. Lawrence says our seam bowling department looks weak and very one-dimensional. The likes of Pato, Lungi, and Vian does a similar job. No pace. I don't think they do a similar job. That I want to agree with. Uh, I don't necessarily think they do the same job. I think Lungi is different to Pato and Vian. I think they all three are different types of bowlers, especially Pato with regards to his consistency. He's a lot more consistent, and he has he has a much better ability with the new ball than Vian. Um, look at how that went during the first test versus Winch Indies. It wasn't good at all. But we needed pace in this team, definitely. I do feel that. But there aren't many options with the pace with consistency. There might be some pacey bowlers in domestic cricket, but they're not nowhere near consistent enough for Test cricket. I feel. Mo averaged 28 in Asia. Go look at other players' averages in Asia too. Marco Janssen is currently playing cricket and should have been the one who replaced Nande as a like for like, but I feel Shuki didn't want to go with that route because he wants to back Vienna at 7. I don't think he has anything against Marco. Um, Test cricket, you have to be a different level of fit. You have to have a different level of fitness if you're going to play Test cricket. I think they just want to get Marco Janssen some match rhythm, and I think they also after he had a injury and he was recovering. I know he's playing in the T20s, but they probably feel that the best place for him to get some match rhythm and get back into the swing of things after such a long time off is the T20s, not going straight into a test team in a must-win series. So I think that was the thought process behind it, and not that you don't fancy Marco. Lawrence says Lazard Williams would have been another one I would be added ahead of Lungi or Pato, as he brings pace and skiddy nature, which can be valuable in Asian conditions. Um, Sarath says, reminds me of the World Cup semi-finals when a 50% fit and completely out of form Bavuma chose to play. How irresponsible can a captain be? You can't only blame the captain, because that would have been a team decision, coach decision, medical staff decision as well. Um, I don't think you can blame Bavuma for that, like Luke Jonas says over here. I've got no issues with Deva Brevas getting selected. If one looks at his domestic stats, he's been a lot more consistent in the longer forms of the game, 4-day and 50 overs. He had a really good domestic season. Um, Luke Jones says Temba has been our best red ball batter in the last 3 years alongside Bellingham, so it's a huge miss. He's a huge miss. I don't care what the naysayers say. It's a huge miss. And you're not being honest if you are slating Temba when it comes to the red ball format. Looks like the coach likes attacking players in tests. Maybe he wants a version of Bazball. Coach Shukri's always been an admirer of attacking cricket. Even when I heard that, even when he was a player, he used to enjoy playing a more expansive, expressive brand of cricket. I never obviously got to see him play, but I heard from a lot of people that did get to see him play that he enjoys a more attacking brand of cricket. I've seen him play now at the age that he is, a couple of years ago, when he played some legend games for the local club here that he's involved with. So, but that's obviously not the same as watching him play in his heyday. But I heard that from a lot of people, that he was always a person that was an attacking player. He was a much more forward-thinking cricketer, of playing a more attractive style of cricket, or a more attacking style of cricket. So that's always been him, and he's always liked his teams to play that way. Abdallah says Bangladesh series win. LJ, the man, says baseball type of strategy will work better than the traditional test batting strategy. Lauren says, reading the CSI statement, it looks like even Tony is still a major doubt, so Bretsky might get the debut. I think Bretsky might get a debut, and I'm excited to see that. Big fan of his. LJ, the man, at Bangladesh conditions. Um, Come on, baby AB. Let's stop calling him that. Wesley says, if Bangladesh win the series, should Conrad come under pressure? No, I don't think so. Why? It will be the first series that he loses, bar the New Zealand one, which I don't really count that one. Because he's had to deal with a hell of a lot of stuff, like a lot of problems with the test team. So, and I think that he's done relatively well with the. I think he's done pretty well under the circumstances. Players rebuilding this team, giving players like David Bedingham chances, Calvin again, Ryan Rickleton chances. Um, I think he's done pretty well with this team, and I like the way he thinks about this squad and the team going forward. Lawrence says allowing DB to be a part of the test environment might also just, if he obviously loses against Sri Lanka and Pakistan as well, there will be questions obviously asked about things, but I do think that he's at a stage, he's very important to our rebuild, in my opinion. Allow Deva Brevis to be a part of the test environment might also just ignite the feeling of him playing a lot more 4-day cricket rather than T20 leagues, make him hungry to play test cricket. Good move, coach. Spot on. Darren the Pavlon has space, so if you wanted, I just don't think Darren the Pavlon has the consistency. And sometimes he doesn't always play for the Dolphins as well in 4-day cricket because they play extra spinners. So that's one of those things that I'm a little bit worried about. Does he have the stamina to play Test series in Bangladesh, where we're probably going to get high scoring games? I think. Avin says, "Hey bro, Harley, can SA defeat Bangladesh? Your prediction for the series, Harley, bro." I believe that if our players turn up, of course, like I think we have the right balance in the squad to be able to beat them. I honestly do, and I'm not underestimating Bangladesh here. Bangladesh is a good side, especially in their own conditions. And with Shakib Al San, it's his last test match, so he's going to be up for it as well. I mean, how dangerous he can be. So I do think that we have the ability to be able to beat them. If they do their things at the basics right, we can win this test series. I honestly do believe that. I just hope things go to plan, and certain players are going to have to step up. I think David Bedding's going to be a big player for us. Aiden Markram's going to be a big player for us in the series, and I do think that the middle order to seven are going to be crucial, especially if we lose some wickets because they're going to have to be able to play against spin. I think it's going to be a big series for Tristan Stubbs as well. That's basically the whole batting lineup. It's going to be a big series for them. Bevan says, feel better soon. Holly, thank you, Bevan. Jed says, Holly, please check your spelling of squad on the sheet. I would personally love to see Batman or Lazard get an opportunity. I think they would do really well. No word on Marco Janssen. Where is the spelling incorrect? I probably made a mistake somewhere. Uh, wait, where this comment needs to disappear first. Okay. Whose name did I spell incorrectly? Um, oh, Philip Squad. My bad. Yeah, sorry about that. Um, that's I thought you meant the names that I spelled incorrectly. Yeah, I'll change that. Sorry about that. That's a stupid mistake. Um, I wasn't even looking there. My bad. Uh, yeah, I'll change that and fix that for the next time I show it on the screen. My bad. Um, Going to miss our inspirational batsman of note, Captain Bavuma. Keshav and KG will have to be on top of their game if we are to take 20 wickets. Those two Bangladesh seamers are quick, both up at 150 kilometers per hour, as seen recently when they blew away Pakistan. Bangladesh won't just attack with spin; they are very good side. Beat both England, New Zealand, and Australia, and in Bangladesh recently. And I know, and we can't underestimate them at all. That's definitely something that we can't be doing. We need to be focused for this game. We need to be up for this game, and we need to be switched on. The basics are going to be extremely important when it comes to this team, and that's something that we really need to do. It's going to be a massive, massive issue if we are going to look uncertain about the way we play spin. I think the way we have to approach this, I think they're going to have to play with confidence, but be smart about it. I don't think they should be tentative. As soon as they show that they're a little bit tentative and unsure, Bangladesh are going to be all over us with their spin bowlers. That's going to be the issue. I think we need to play with confidence and authority and make it put the pressure back on the Bangladesh players. Try and hit them to the boundary when you can, not just try. I don't want to see play batters batting to survive. And I don't think Coach Shukri would put that in their mindset. Their mentality won't be that. And that's why I like that he's picked certain players in the squad that are, in my opinion, naturally attacking. I think that's the way they know. Being tentative or being a little bit cautious isn't in their vocabulary or in their mentality. So that will obviously be a massive plus for the team, in my opinion. Um, Paul says that the Zorzi won't travel. Let me check. Because the press release that I read out to you guys um, is the press release I got from Cricket South Africa, which they emailed to me. So, oh, come on. Um, if we, Micah says, if we defend the spinners on the back foot, we'll know that there's no confidence. True, not always true, but majority of the time, you you could say that to be true. But certain times you can play off the back foot and be attacking as well. So it goes both ways. It depends how they approach it. Yeah, if they do show that they are a little bit tentative, then we're going to be worried. You know. Tony Resources is in the squad that they sent me, and there's nothing in the press release that to say that he won't be traveling with the squad. So from my understanding that he's part of it, then he probably play. Lawrence says 6 tests also came in a space of 9 months, which is mad. That's also true. Yeah. Anyway, but guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to smash the like button, comment, and share. And obviously, subscribe and click the notification bell for all future videos. Also, remember to catch the Proteas women in a very important match against Bangladesh tomorrow in the World Cup. It's at 4 o'clock South African Standard Time. It's a must win game for them to strengthen their chances of making the semifinals. So, they are going to have a very difficult task against them. Um, So that's something that we need to think of. Who's opening with Markham if Dezorzi is not fit? It will probably be Matthew Brzezinski, I think. Um, he's the one that's most familiar with the role. So it will probably be Matthew Brzezinski. It could be Ryan Rickleton as well. You know, it's a left replacement. That could also happen. But I think Matthew Brzezinski will probably open if that's the case. If I think about it. So yeah, anyway. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in, and I'll see you guys again soon with another live show. Please click the notification bell to be notified on when we go live. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace out, everyone.